Hello and welcome back, idiots. Today we're going to be playing some Space Pirate Zombies 2. And this is my second attempt to record this. So I've done the tutorial, but we won't play through it again because there's some really good AI commentary through it. And we will be playing on expert difficulty because I've beat the game in normal prior. So let's hop straight into this.
Element 126, resin. Res. It was the answer to everything. A transmutable element with the power to unlock the secrets of the universe. It gifted humanity everything there was to know about space-time and how to enslave it. Res triggered an explosion of technological advancement. Mankind spread to the far reaches of the galaxy, growing exponentially in numbers, along with the reliance on Res. The United Terran Alliance was founded to control the countless population. Eventually, they sought to ration the use of Res. As Res supplies thinned, conflict arose. An epidemic of fortune-seeking miners forced their way to the galactic core, where resin was most abundant. Eventually, the primary Res source was discovered. All Res stemmed from a sinister and timeless energy being, a being awakened by the use of Res. They had sprung an ancient and recursive trap, Res being the bait no budding civilization could possibly ignore. Corruption spilled outward into the stars, twisting the biological matrix of all it touched, integrating it into machines. Mankind's own technology, their own dead, had begun to turn against them. For years they struggled to survive against a flood of abominated metal and flesh. Billions were lost to the infection, only further feeding the expanding corruption. In spite of hopeless obliteration, the very fabric of life itself arose to fight the dark entity. As a race, humanity came together for a single purpose. In some twisted way, they had found peace. Peace, however, does not last. People fell back into their self-minded ways. Humanity turned inward in a scramble for the remaining Res, which now could no longer be renewed. As the UTA lost its control over the galaxy, they collapsed the entire Warpgate network beyond any hope of salvage. Human ingenuity, it turns out, knows no captivity. A resin-based drive was developed, allowing more direct travel anywhere in the galaxy. The Void was reborn as a wild, untapped, and lawless frontier. As years pass, piracy and skirmish battles rage. Precious Res the prize. Raw worlds are recklessly colonized and disputed by legions of makeshift starships. An entire ecology of nomadic drifters emerged, endlessly recycling the wrecks of constant war. All the while, the nearly forgotten saviors of the galaxy tirelessly struggle to exterminate the last remnants of the infection.
It seems like, yet again, you dimwits have flown my ship headlong into an infested region. That is the third time this week. 6 million forms of communication, and I'm yet to find one that can articulate how moronic you fools are. Computer, power up the weapons and shield emitters. The doctor is in.
6 million forms of communication, Spartan. Oh, did he leave me? He was here. Yeah, he left me. Okay. 6 million forms of communication, you can't figure it out. Blast them.
Secret clue.
Open fire! You bozos!
hill.
Ben, oh, well, I didn't even lose my shields that time. It just immediately blowed up.
Game over.
That's it, guys. Series over.
By the void. Level 13 is truly the bane of my existence.
Carl, seriously? Do you realize crew members suffocated on the lower decks because you routed power from life support to play stupid video games?
Silence, imbecile. They gave their lives for the greater good. A scientific mind must stay active, or it would wither and wrinkle. I'll boil any ocean. I'll irradiate a whole litter of Narlakian pups. I'll divide by 0 if I have to.
I told you he'd cause trouble if you leave him to his own whim. Those implants can really make a man sick in a melon. Elsa, he is a liability if we keep him on board.
Please refrain from sneaking up on another living creature like that. Do you not realize the horror people have to endure every time they look at your face? You are fortunate I did not inadvertently dismember you in a panic-induced frenzy.
Everyone, shut up. To the bridge, right now. Anyone not here in 30 seconds is getting vented into space.
Bossy. I don't know if we can get across the ship in 30 seconds.
Well, I'm glad to see everyone was able to get up at the crack of noon to work towards sustaining our survival.
This ain't no...
It's boring. I'm trying not to skip any more of those, but not when I knew what it said.
What exactly do you think you're doing? Stop leaning on that overhead projection like a crutch. This isn't some archaic, top-down space shooter we're playing here. This is real, brutal, kitten-eating life we're talking about. Join the rest of us down here in reality.
I hate to break this to you, Jameson. This is a top-down shooter game that we are playing here.
Our omnilithium capacitor is now tapped out. I've devised a method to simply eject the spent cell while fabricating a new one out of surrounding space dust. Do not ask me how it works, or why it makes sense. All that you need to know is that you will be unable to fire the ship's weapons while the new cell is being installed.
Didn't know it made sense, Carl. That's where I'm gonna have to go next. So wait to reload. Don't appreciate
All
it.
right, I'm bringing the weapons online. If that is indeed what you want to call this garbage. Let's blast open some of these containers. Maybe we can find something to eat that won't make our hair fall out.
I have decided that it would be best if basic resource towing was left up to the ship's computer. These items are too fragile to be handled by Neanderthals. It brought me great pain to watch you struggle with the tractor beam.
I did not struggle, Carl. A couple different ways you can destroy these. You can blast them out of existence, like so. You can play with them giant pucks. Or I think you can ram these too. Yep.
Please assimilate and perform the following diagnostic tests on the kinetic shield system. Your life.
Oh yeah, you want me to hold space. That's it. Whee!
All modern space-capable engines come equipped with special regenerating boost capacitors. Please practice making rocket go fast now.
Please, just make it rock go fast.
I have to say I'm impressed. You're all able to lace this thing back together without eating each other. The only thing that remains is to test the res drive. Mackenzie, start the pre-flight procedure.
From scotch and caviar to beers and tears, how is it that Jameson is the only other one with ambition to dig out of this dung heap? Just cook those bloody engines up and lay in a course for somewhere that isn't here. Please.
Okay, somewhere that isn't here. So 2 seconds forward isn't here. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. For somewhere that's not here. Oh shit. Game doesn't like that answer.
Welcome to the Super Ultra Star Map 9000. This holographic interface will allow you to scan all known galactic entities, plot mothership destinations, and communicate with other ships and starbases. Please practice untethered exploration now.
WSRD or right click. And because I know how to play the game.
Apparently your intestines are so long that if you strung them up end to end, you'd probably die. This here metal mother doesn't like to loot the dead. But what need do they got for intestines?
Origin successful.
Just gonna grab all these goodies.
Cargo acquired.
Read this.
Now that we are finally underway, let me remind you that you cannot simply urinate in the corner and proclaim you are the alpha meat husk. You are a minuscule fish in an otherwise colossal ocean of galactic proportions. Unless you wish to be dead before breakfast, read the advisory overlays I have painstakingly programmed for your survival. Do not just click past them and complain on the galactic forums that you did not get the memo. Ignorance will not be excused. Read or die.
Well,
Please familiarize yourself with the star map command functions. If you do not assimilate this information now, it will be waiting for you at dinner time.
so I played this
Now
game
that we are finally
when
underway, let me remind you that you cannot
they,
simply
these guys didn't
urinate
talk,
in
so
the
Carl
corner
and them didn't
and
talk. So
proclaim
this
you
read
are
or not
the
gonna
alpha
die
meat
was
husk.
true.
All right, we're mobile. If you are all thoroughly satisfied, we can finally get on with it. We still have stickies out there, not to mention a laundry list of equipment we need before we can do anything about them. Time is of the essence, and we've wasted so much of it already.
As anxious as I am to find a so-called sticky, we have not encountered one for many cycles. The ship does not yet have a nacelle to stand on. Therefore, we need to scout more easy opportunities to exploit.
There's usually not this much loot around.
Origin successful.
I'm not gonna complain. Take full advantage of it.
Scanning area.
Okay, I'm calling it. We need to shift our focus back to more pressing needs. Everyone on board is expected to understand that the mothership takes priority over everything, including our very lives. To that effect, Mother needs to be fed. If we can't find what she needs, we die along with her. If we cannot trade for what we need, we'll have to take it by force. As cruel as it is, that's just life.
I see fit to enlighten everyone that every action on board consumes something. Don't let these critical supplies run dry. I've gone to the effort of labeling all viable extraction points, as well as indicating when they are ready for harvest. I have also color-coded human selfishness, so you are aware if any other faction claims ownership of these areas.
Human selfishness. Sounds about right, Carl. Sounds about right.
Signal detected.
This is human selfishness right here. Still gonna ransack it because I don't care.
Finding good, fresh, refined alloys isn't easy. Everyone wants them, but nobody's making them. Even if we don't immediately require scrap, it's good to keep some around for trade. Every space nugget in the void will accept it as currency.
You're a space nugget.
I sense some underdeveloped crewmen require contextualization about how urgently we require these basic resources. More specifically, human resources. The ship requires an astronomical volume of periodic maintenance and repair. These tasks are far too dangerous to allow anyone with a shred of intellectual value to perform them. Therefore, we do not turn away many applicants. Remember, the bottom of the pyramid needs the most bricks.
Of course, we need bodies to operate and maintain the ship's systems, but we also don't want to feed any more mouths than we must. Most of our food is fabricated from res. Balance is the word of the day here.
Balance my ass. Seems like we're doing a great job of that right now with way too much crew for our own good.
Awareness expanded.
As much as I detest this hellborn excrement, we're stuck in a universe addicted to res. We are no different. Without it, the res drive will collapse, leaving us to limp along at subwarp. We'll be easy pickings for bandits, or anyone else looking to kick us while we're down.
So I don't like picking up these books. I can get the loot
If we tune our
without having
warp
to listen to
frequency
it. But we'll
just
listen to this
right,
one.
we can sometimes pick up residual data transmissions bouncing around the old warp network. Though the gates are smashed beyond repair, some seem to be able to hang on to those low-density data packets like a ghostly reminder of our past.
So we'll listen to this one. I don't think I'll listen to them in the future. Unless you guys rant in the comments and you want me to listen to them all, then I will. But for this episode, I'm only going to listen to this one.
The res-based drive allows free flight across the galaxy, unlike its gate-to-gate predecessor. It does this by creating a donkey carrot-like warp gate signal at a fixed distance in front of the ship. The ship, in an effort to resolve this, is in a constant state of warp motion toward the warp carrot. The ship is oriented by manipulating the parabolic arc of the warp carrot, forcing the warp donkey field to pivot to the operator's will. An undesirable side effect of the res drive is an unsatisfactory exit trajectory. The ship tends to exit randomly near large gravity sources within a few light years of the calculated exit. However, unlike real donkeys, which are often ill-tempered and solitary animals, the warp donkey fields are attracted to one another. This attraction allows ship to de-donkey near each other, overcoming the res drive's accuracy shortcomings.
There's this many of them, and I just don't feel like listening to them all.
Now that we have some currency to spend, we should stock up on strike craft. We do not want to get overwhelmed when engaged by multiple targets. Plus, it gives our enemies something else to shoot at instead of us.
Then why don't we already have Strikecraft?
We wouldn't be a
Something I didn't
For
know
Gamma's
before this
sake,
one.
why did we drop out of warp? Carl, what is wrong with my ship?
Nothing is wrong with the ship, Elsa. I've scheduled a combat drill for today. We're getting a little too soft for my liking.
Jameson, it's 3 in the morning.
I'd be a little more pissed than she is about 3 in the morning. This I didn't know. I didn't know you could do this. Whee!
All of the ship's command and control systems are routed through a wireless-assisted simulation. A benefit of such a system is you do not have to be physically on a ship to fly it. You can astral project your command focus to another ship, while delegating the control of the mothership to artificial intelligence. While it would make almost too much sense to allow the artificial intelligence to fly every ship, that theoretically would take all the fun out of it.
You're not wrong, Carl. It would take all the fun of it. Whee! Yeah, so this is something new for me.
Relay babysitting duty.
Tactics.
Engaging. Position holding.
All right, that's not bad. Not great, but not bad. Let's try something a bit bigger.
Okay. You're a bit bigger, but we'll leave that alone.
We have sufficiently asserted ourselves over this inanimate material. Surely we must be done with these mindless examinations of competence by now.
Carl, you couldn't fight your way out of a wet paper bag. These drills just might save your life someday. You'd be wise to put this inanimate material to use before trying your luck on something that could shoot back.
Behold, my happy place. It is here my power grows. Using the data we have acquired from the sensors, I can refine our ships and equipment. While I would adore being able to refine every single archaic piece of junk on board, the physical nature of the universe forbids it. Treat the data analytics with respect. There is research data that has not yet been allocated. Consider not allocating it, and instead allocate it.
I think we're gonna go with running our parts draw off, because I think that'll be a big problem, seeing we're in expert difficult.
Now that we have strike craft of our own, we should learn how to fight against them. It's a big galaxy, and we're not original thinkers here. We should be able to locate a border raid.
Pillaging successful. Game saved.
Off we go, flying across the galaxy. Ooh, we're in the bottom corner this time. Interesting. Very interesting. Oh, you gotta leave me 182 scrap. I can't say no to this.
Added to cargo hold.
It was almost full.
Signal detected.
There we go. Usually you don't want to fight these alone, but I think this first one's a treat, so that's just how the way the game goes.
Do you know what the definition of insanity is? Well, it is not doing the same thing over and over expecting a different result. I checked the dictionary. However, that is literally the definition of practice. We have all practiced this over and over. Now let's drop those training wheels and execute.
Practice is irrelevant. The command and control system is smarter than the sum of all brain matter on board. Simply change the pre-configured weapon configuration to my experimental battle wagon mode. The ship's weapon systems will track and fire independently, unfettered by human ineptitude.
Yeah, Carl.
Battle wagon mode
I'm gonna light this guy out.
shields offline.
Dead. I don't like how shortly ranged we are.
Target locked. Obliterated.
Got him!
All right, we've graduated from inanimate material to ships a tenth of our size. It's a baby step, but I'll take what I can get from this bunch.
Are we done burning bugs with a magnifying glass? Good. Okay, let's carry on. Second star to the aft.
To the starboard. Alright, I don't know what it wants me to do next.
Now that we
oh.
have achieved a base level of technological excellence, I see no reason to tow around this useless garbage. Trade, steal, kill, rinse, repeat. If I have to look at this eyesore much longer, I will gouge your eyes out.
No, you don't have
Scan
power.
area. Game saved.
Though I am completely disgusted by the idea of cooperating with others in a fashion that implies intellectual equality, it often cannot be avoided. Just try not to get extorted too severely.
So I am going to record the first 2 episodes back to back. So we're going to do some training. We're going to call this episode here because I
In an
want
effort
to actually drop the first 2 episodes
interplanetary
at the
diseases,
same time.
Just about all our traded goods now have to go through
So the
this
same day,
hands-off
you will
filtered
see-
interface. Nobody can stab you in the back or shoot you in the face using an interface like this. Just configure the deal, and the autoloaders should take care of the rest.
You'll see Space Pirate Zombie 1, which wasn't very interesting, sorry, but and Space Pirate Zombies 2 on the same day. Because that is what I felt like doing. This actually got more maneuvering, more. This is really good. It's a 1-star. Maybe we're gonna grab this really good part. It doesn't leave me with much money, but who cares? And we'll grab Bushy. This way we're not running scrap thruster. We'll rearrange our ship. And I hate game. We'll call
While
it here.
the tractor beam is an effective emergency...
Yeah. We'll call it here, guys. Thank you for watching, and this is the end episode of 1, Space Pirate Zombies 2, and I'll see you shortly for episode 2.